everybody, today I'm going to show you how to create random data that follows a normal distribution using Minitab. Creating random data lets us practice analyzing data without having to gather the data ourselves. To get started, you need to decide on your desired values for the mean, standard deviation, and the size of the data. For this example, I'll use a mean of 98.6, a standard deviation of 0.4, and a sample size of 850. After we have the data, we're going to construct a histogram. On top of the histogram, we'll put a normal distribution to see how the two graphs compare. In Minitab, we start by selecting Calc, then we'll select Random Data. We need to tell it the number of rows. That means how many data elements will you have. I decided we would use 850. I'm going to store my information in C1, which is the first column. And I want my distribution to be normal, but notice you could select from many different distributions. In our example, I decided we would use a mean of 98.6 and a standard deviation of 0.4. Minitab quickly produced the data, and we could scroll down to see all of the different values that we have. To graph the data, I'm going to select Graph, Histogram, Simple. I'll select my column of C1. Then on the options, by default bars is selected, and I'm also going to click Fit Normal Distribution to see the normal distribution on top of my histogram. I select OK and OK. In the graph, we can see the mean of this distribution is 98.58, the standard deviation is 0.3916, and n is equal to 850. We can see how the normal distribution goes over our data. If you want to make any changes to the histogram, click the arrow next to the graph, go to Graph Options. Here you could change the title, the subtitle, the labels for the X and Y axis. Let's see what happens if I change the number of intervals. Right now I have 26. I'm going to move this over to something higher. Let's try 40. With the higher number of intervals, we can see that the normal distribution shifted over a little bit. I still have some values higher than the normal distribution, but I do see a little more symmetry in the graph. You could go back and change this more times. When you're happy with your selection, you can just close the options to go back to the bigger graph. Now that you know how to create your own data set, you can try changing the mean or standard deviation and see how the shape of the distribution changes. Good luck!